Call me crazy if you want, but I've never liked store-bought pesto. I don't know.
I just learned why people were doing this trend, and it's because she said, call me crazy if you want, and then she goes on to tell a story that doesn't make her crazy at all, because making things from home is so much better. But I do want to tell a crazy story about the word crazy. So I used to have a lot of generational trauma around the word crazy because my great grandma was diagnosed bipolar in the times where they would treat it with like shock therapy and not like they do now. Like they would literally like shock you to comatose state basically where you're like a vegetable. And so I knew this, but it was always still like very triggering for me to just like hear the word crazy or be called crazy or think people would think that I was crazy. Like it was a very reoccurring invasive thought of like, if I do this thing, people are going to think I'm crazy and then they're going to put me in an insane asylum and then I'm going to like blah, blah, blah. Like it was just so instilled. And what I did to heal it is literally the craziest story. So I wasn't even like setting intentions to heal this or anything. It just happened one day. So I had a dream. This was during lockdowns when I was honestly living my best life. Like I was unemployed and I was just starting the business that I have now. I was doing tarot readings for money and I was just having fun all the time. Like I was doing tarot readings. I loved it. I was hiking every day. The streets were really empty. Like there was no traffic anywhere. There was hardly anyone hiking on the trails because people were just like in their homes and shit. And so I had a dream that I had roommates at the time and that we were all walking around in my neighborhood and I saw this book on a porch in a house by our house. And the book title was Cosmic Railway. And I woke up and remembered that because it was like the last part of the dream, you know. So I was like, okay, is that a book I need to read? Like, I'll just write it down, take note of it. I had been taking a break from cannabis. I was a really heavy user before this, and I had been taking a break just to like get my sanity back and not feel like numbed out all the time. So that day, just randomly, I felt called to look at my favorite dispensary's website. So I go on their website, and it's an essential business, of course, where I live, so it was still open during the lockdowns. And I go on their website, and they have a strain called Cosmic Railway. I was like, okay, that is a sign if I have ever seen one. Like, this could not be more obvious. So I go to the dispensary, I get some, I roll a joint with it, and I'm just sitting in my bed watching a seminar with Bob Proctor, who is a law of attraction, like, manifestation person. He was on The Secret movie. And I was watching a seminar with him, and he was talking about if you want to be rich, you just have to pretend that you're rich. You just have to act rich and think of yourself as rich no matter what things look like or how things seem. And in my head, I was like, okay, I could do that. And mind you, I had just smoked Cosmic Railway. Okay, so I was kind of high. And I was like, okay, yeah, I could do that. Like, that's very simple. You just think of yourself as wealthy and don't tell stories that, like, deny that. Okay. And the next thought after that one was like, well, if I act rich and I'm not rich, people are going to think I'm crazy. And then that literally brought up all of the trauma from my maternal lineage around being called crazy, where I had to pause the video I was watching and like I was like hyperventilating. I was going in between crying hysterically and laughing hysterically, like really truly like clearing all of that. And I was like giving it to my angels. I was doing Ho'oponopono, which is like a forgiveness prayer, Hawaiian forgiveness prayer, where you say, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And I was just doing like all of that I knew I could to clear this and like have it be like, okay, here you go, God, here you go, guides, angels, whatever. Take this from me because it is not serving me. And after that, it was healed and I don't have any triggers around being called crazy anymore. And that's that.